Well. I got robbed recently. Somebody broke into the back of a rental car while I was in Houston, stole my entire bag, lost my microphones, lost my AirPods, my lifting straps. I can't believe I lost them. I do lift. I didn't know how to be in shape early in life. So I was skinny and then I got super fat. You all know the story. I've told it. It's in all the videos. But the thing I don't talk about a lot because it's embarrassing is actually the dating life of somebody who was overweight, out of shape, and just super insecure. Because when you're overweight, you're most likely going to be insecure. If you find somebody that's overweight and confident, they're a unicorn and they're usually loved and they're usually pretty famous. I'm not going to mention any specific people. So I used to be the where my hug at kind of guy, but I didn't say where my hug at. I just would think where my hug at. And I just thought if I buddied up with girls, then they would like me and they'd fall in love with me, that they would look past all the blubber and see right into my beautiful heart and my funny jokes. The problem with this is I wasn't funny, and looks matter more than you think, because the way you look, the way you present yourself, it tells a lot about you. And people want to date healthy people and they want their offspring to be healthy. It's just part of nature. And if you got a problem with it, take it up with nature. Change your gender. When I was 16, that was the first time I ever really went on a date. It was the only time I ever found a girl that was romantically interested in me. And of course, I'm going to take that shit and run. Like, I was so stoked. I'm like, yeah, she's the hottest girl in the world. And she is. She's beautiful in her own way, of course. I'm from the South. You know, the backhanded compliment. Bless her heart. I mean, that's how I describe it. Bless her heart. I mean, she was going out with me, so bless her heart. But I was so scared, terrified of everything. I was trying to be a good gentleman, opening up the door. What else did I do? I don't know. I was just a total, as you would say, simp. That pretty much described me. I was afraid to say my own opinion. I remember one time she was like, "Oh, I love working out. I get such a burn." And I was like, "Oh yeah, me too. I love the soreness of working out," knowing full damn well I had never felt the soreness in a muscle in my entire life. That one obviously crashed and burned because I was so insecure, and she was always having to reassure me. So she was like, yeah, I'm going to go find another guy. And she left. And bless her heart. I did not start my demon arc. I did not start going to the gym. I instead kept trying to scrape the barrel to find somebody to look for. And I found interests. I found girls that I liked and I would have crushes on, but they never really liked me back like that. I don't blame them at all. I understand. That was me. I always had my shoulders like kind of like this. I was always looking around really fast because I was afraid of people. I didn't want to get called fat. I didn't want to get made fun of. I never said too much because, if you say too much, they got the insult on the tip of their tongue. They're like, "All right, chubby boy, shut up." And then it's like, okay, game over. Game over for sure. And I had braces at the time, and I had this stupid slick back hard part haircut. I don't know why I thought that was cool. I thought I looked dripped, and I would wear really fluorescent colored polo t-shirts because they fit my body super well. Dating was a challenge at this time in my life. And as I started to get in shape, as I started to understand how to be better physically, my mind started to heal in a great way. I became better. People used to look at me and be like, "Oh, you're so cute. You're so petite," or not petite. Petite never came out of their mouth. But they were like, "Oh my gosh, you're so cute." And I hated that. And so I tried to change my look to be a little more intimidating, right? That was kind of my goal. I'll show the pictures. We'll just keep rolling up pictures as I'm talking. And when I got into college, I made a goal to myself. I said, look, I'm going to go on a date with any girl that will say yes. And that doesn't mean I'm going to go out and sleep with them. That doesn't mean I'm going to go out and kiss them or try to be handsy or whatever. It was just literally I'm going to go out on these dates so that I can get good at being around women and just being a better person in general. Because obviously I suck at it and I have no practice. And if I want to be good at it, I got to practice. Right? I just kind of treated it like weight training. I would just go on a bunch of first dates and man, I have so many crazy stories. And people in my life will be like, "Dude, how do you have so many crazy dating stories?" And I tell them, "I'm a pathological liar. I make these up." You think I've ever been on a date? No, I mean, it's because I would just literally go out with whoever, whatever. And I think I knew at that point that my stock was pretty low just because I didn't love myself, and I just thought I was low on the totem pole. And then I'm not saying I'm high on the totem pole, but at the time, bless my heart. You know what I'm saying? But that progression was crazy. That summer, I think I did about 50 first dates, and then I would go on second and third dates with some of the girls if I liked them, and they would always end, of course. Man, do I have some crazy stories, because I used to even in that phase of going on a bunch of dates, I was still trying to please people. I was still trying not to hurt people's feelings. I'm like, oh my gosh. I would overthink every text. I would try to call I would try to call girls beautiful. I'd be like, you're so beautiful. Good morning, beautiful. Just giving the ick to every girl in existence. Like that was my goal. But as I kept practicing, bettering my body, bettering my finances, just bettering myself. And again, this all started with the gym. I'm not going to lie to you. There's no way I would be where I'm at without getting in shape and changing my life. But then I progressed from where my hug at to no more Mr. Nice Guy and to just like a normal dude. This is where I started to get into new territory that I'd never been into. Girls started to think of me as an F-boy. They started to think of me as almost like a threat. And that was weird to me. But deep down, I'm super insecure and scared, and I'm not trying to mess it up, whatever. It was really weird for me to be perceived as not. People still call me cute. I look like a Pixar character. We're not going to deny that. When you all call me Fix It Felix, it just makes me want to go on live stream and then put a shotgun in my mouth and just traumatize you all. No, but keep calling me Fix It Felix. No, it's actually funny. Yeah, that transition was crazy. And it actually was hard for me. I felt weird. Like I had betrayed who I was. I had an identity crisis is what it felt like. Here, I'll tell you a story. So I one time dated a lady of the night. And I'm not talking a hooker. I'm not talking a schmeck-schmerker. I'm talking like in that category, but not really. I'll just leave it at that, just for the sake of privacy. I didn't know that this girl, was like that. This girl approached me. So I'm at a mall. I hear somebody be like, say something to me, a girl's voice. So obviously I'm going to whip around. I turn around. When are you taking me out? And I'll turn around. And of course I'm not going to say no. This girl's being sweet. She's being outgoing. I'm like, well, when do you want me to take you out? She's like, I'm free Wednesday. You want to take me out? I was like, yeah, we exchanged numbers, whatever. I kind of got the scary vibes from her. She definitely seemed like sassy. She seemed like she would rip my hair out, key my car or kill my family if I did anything to screw her over. That vibe. Just like a normal vibe on a Tuesday. Meet up with her, we go to lunch. Great time. She opens up and she tells me the craziest things. She's like, she gets it all out on the table. We sit down, she's like, before we get on this date, I gotta let you know. And I'm not gonna say what she had because this is very specific and I think she would know. She had just some trouble, all right? Gotten out of a bad relationship, just lays it all on the table for me. And she's like, and if that's a problem, then you need to tell me right now. And now obviously it's a problem. And I'm sitting there like, holy hell, what did I just get myself into? But at the same time, I'm trying to be nice. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just see where this goes. The date finishes and we had a great time. Oh, well, kind of. It was a good time or whatever. And before we leave, she's like, are you going to take me out again? I'm free at 7. I was like, oh, okay, well, what do you want to do? For the sake of privacy, I'm just not going to dive into details anymore because she's definitely going to know. She's definitely watching me. And if you can't tell, I'm scared of this individual. Truly scary. From the moment I met her, I was a little intimidated. When I talked to her, I wouldn't give her details about nothing. She didn't know what part of town I lived in. She knew what car I drove, which I didn't like too much. But, I mean, I'm telling you, I tried to keep it totally private because I was just scared. There was no physical touch, no nothing, right? It was just me. It was very platonic, and I was trying to keep it that way because I didn't want to hurt her feelings, all that. I pick her up again. We go out, and dude, she's blazed. But me trying not to be mean and trying not to hurt her feelings, I'm cool with it. I'm like, whatever, cool date. And that's just my preference. I don't like to go out with girls that are just blazed, all right? And right now I'm getting nervous because I'm still fearing for my life, whatever. And at this point, though, in the date, I'm realizing I don't like this girl and I don't want to go out with her anymore. We do the date, and I'm not going to say what it was again. Heart's beating. Hold on. I'm trying to break the news. As we're driving back to her place, I'm trying to break the news to her. I'm like, how do I tell her I don't want to go out anymore? Like, we can be friends, but, I'm busy. The classic, I just don't want to be around you anymore kind of talk. So I go, hey, like, I want to talk to you about something. And she's like, if it's about you and me being over, give me some more time. Like, give me time. We've only known each other for a day. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Sure. Totally off guard. I'm like, what the hell? Like, my heart sank. I'm like, damn it. I wanted this to end now. Like, I'm trying to be a gentleman and tell her in person. I don't want to have to text her. Me being a people pleaser, I'm like, damn it. Okay, well, I won't hurt her feelings. I'll wait till tomorrow. So she's like, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. She gets out of the car. It's awkward. So I go back the next day I hyped myself up. I'm like, I'm totally going to end it with this girl. Now I pick her up again, and we go and just eat. And then on the way back, I'm trying to do it again. And she's like, look, we haven't even tried this thing. Like, don't ended already. We can work this out. And it's not even a week yet, guys. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? What am I getting myself into? Young me would never have fathomed that I was in this situation, that a girl would just be getting her nails into me already, scaring me that she liked me so much, terrifying me that I didn't know I'd be fearing my life. I just never thought this would be a possibility. So again, I say, okay, that's fine, but we will have to talk about it. I stood my ground a little bit. I said, we will have to talk about it again. She said, okay. So I'm trying to get out of this. I'm scared. And in these conversations, when I'm talking to her about like ending it, I start asking her questions to find out like, okay, does she know where I live? Because I'd be like, oh yeah, you don't even live on my side of town. And she'd be like, well, I don't know where you live. And I'd be like, okay, good. And then I'd be like, oh yeah, what gym do you work out at? Because I wanted to know if she went to the same gym as me, or like I wanted to know which gym to avoid. And luckily for me, she didn't have a gym that she went to. So I was clean. I was figuring out, how clean of a break this was going to be. And by the way, still no physical interaction. I'm being a gentleman. So finally, I just can't take it anymore. We're supposed to meet up, and I just don't want to go on the date. I don't want to go out with her. And so I finally just send a text. She instantly is just like, where did we go wrong? What the hell? I can't understand. And I'm over there just trying to diffuse the situation. And I'm like, look, it's just, I don't have any answers for you. So I just know that this is over. Mind you, it's been like a week at this point, if that. And she's like, no, I'm not fighting for you, whatever. And I am just out of my wits end. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And so I'm trying to be nice. I'm like, look, I just need space, whatever. And she takes back, space. Oh, space. So that leaves me to be hopeful. So space. And I'm like, no, don't. And I text back verbatim, do not remain hopeful, because I'm just trying to make it clear. And, and she gets fuming again. And she's like, well, I left something in your car. And I'm like, oh, hell, like, what did you leave? I actually didn't say that. She's like, I left something in your car. And at that point, I knew it was a tactic that she just wanted to see me again. Like, I knew she probably left that thing in the car for a reason. And so I'm trying not to. I'm doing anything in my power to not be around her. So I'm thinking, how can I get this item to her without her seeing me again? Because I feel like she's going to stab me or something. I think on my feet real quick. I'm like, well, maybe I could drop it off in her mailbox. And then I think one step ahead, I'm like, I'll mail it to her. So I go to the post office, get the package ready and everything. And as I'm about to send it off, the lady at the post office is like, you didn't put a return address. And I was like, oh, yeah. Low key, I'm fearing for my life. I don't want this person to know where I live. Is that cool if I don't put my return address? She's like, oh yeah, totally fine. She was a real homie, hooked me up, sent it to her, and she was texting me. She's, when are you gonna meet me for this drop off or whatever? And I go, I'll send you the tracking number. It should be there in 2 days. He was pissed, but I will say she had her head on right, and I may have just overestimated. She's actually a really great gal. Really sweet, whatever. Like I have nothing but respect for her. She did just like chill out. She realized like that there was nothing to it. And so she stopped. When I tell you that I never thought I'd be here, I don't know. I never thought I'd be here. I never thought I'd be in that situation. I used to have to chase and chase and chase. And I'm not saying I'm some high prize, so don't come for my neck. Don't come for my chins. It was just like surreal. It made me realize that, wow, like I have improved. I have changed. That's just one of those moments I knew that, okay, like things are different. And really what it comes down to, I had to practice at things that I was bad at. And I still do. So social settings, talking, being in relationships, caring for people, all those kinds of things. I have to work on it. I practice those things a lot because maybe I'm just not inherently good at them, and maybe most people aren't inherently good at them, and we just don't talk about it enough, like that you have to practice those things. By the way, I'm still locked in on the summer cut, updates on my TikTok, updates on my Instagram. I might have crashed out a little bit. I might still be pale. I did not get a haircut. Feel better. Doing my steps every day. I'm hitting the gym hard. I'm drinking Coke Zero because it's better than water. By the way, my creatine dropped. My signature flavor, it's Sour Patch Watermelon. So if you guys want to buy some of that, you can go to the link in my bio. Go to my TikTok. You can go in my shop, which is like Amazon, essentially. You can get deals for cheap supplements and whatnot. My music as well, you can stream it anywhere. Just ABEY. That's also in my link tree. Yeah, comment down below if you guys want me to talk about anything specific. I think this is kind of cool. It's a cool way for me to vent, talk about stuff that I don't really talk about on TikTok. Appreciate you guys. Love you a lot.